Ever fire off a killer cold email, the one perfect subject line, witty opener, all that good stuff, and then nothing. It's like tossing a message in a bottle in the digital age, right?
Common frustration, for sure.
Well, today we're diving into how AI might just be the answer to our cold outreach woes.
Oh, this is going to be good.
We're looking at this Flowworks piece. How can you electrify your sales results with AI?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it's got some pretty bold claims.
Yeah, bold is one word for it.
So, first things first, they don't sugarcoat the problem. We all know cold outreach is tough, but when they threw out that stat, 1%, I almost choked on my coffee.
1% average response rate to cold emails. 1. It's brutal out there.
Brutal doesn't even cut it. No wonder everyone's stuck in that spray and pray mentality.
And even when you do get someone on the phone, closing that deal, another uphill battle.
They're saying something like a 20-25% conversion rate. I mean, those numbers are rough.
Rough, but realistic. It's the reality of sales today.
So where does AI fit into all of this? This article makes it clear we're not talking about robots replacing salespeople.
Right, it's not about replacing, it's about empowering.
Exactly. AI is that secret weapon, handling all the tedious stuff so you can focus on what humans do best.
Building relationships, having those real conversations, that's where the magic happens.
So less time on spreadsheets, more time actually, selling.
That's the dream, isn't it?
They actually gave this AI a name, Alicia, their AI sales development representative.
Alicia, huh? Kind of catchy.
Right, but it's more than just a name. It's about using AI to understand your prospects, like really understand them.
Personalization, that's the key. No more generic pitches. It's about tailoring your message to each individual.
Okay, now this is where it gets interesting. They kept mentioning generative AI, which, I gotta be honest, sounds a little buzzwordy to me.
It's one of those terms that gets thrown around a lot, but it's actually pretty straightforward.
Okay, so break it down for me. What is generative AI?
Think about it like this. Ever wonder how Spotify seems to know exactly what song you want to hear next?
All the time. It's kind of creepy, actually.
That's generative AI at work. It takes your listening history, analyzes it, and then generates recommendations based on that data.
Okay, so instead of music recommendations, we're talking about crafting personalized sales pitches.
Exactly. Instead of just saying, hey, we noticed you downloaded our white paper, it's like, hey, we saw you're really passionate about sustainable business practices, and we think our platform can help you achieve your goals in that area.
Okay, so it's not just about personalization. It's about personalization with a purpose.
Right. It's about making your prospects feel seen and understood, which, let's be honest, is a breath of fresh air in the often impersonal world of sales.
It's like you're speaking directly to their pain points, their aspirations, without them having to spell it out for you.
Exactly. And the best part is you're not spending hours digging through LinkedIn profiles and company websites to find this information.
Alicia's doing the heavy lifting for you.
Right. It's like having a team of research assistants working behind the scenes 24/7 so you can focus on what you're best at, building relationships and closing deals.
And speaking of closing deals, what about lead generation? That's another area where AI could really shake things up, right?
Absolutely. I mean, think about how much time sales teams waste chasing down dead-end leads.
It's the worst.
With AI, you can say goodbye to all that wasted effort.
So instead of casting a wide net and hoping for the best, you're focusing your energy on the prospects who are most likely to convert.
Precisely. AI can analyze all sorts of data points to identify those high-potential leads. Things like their online behavior, their company's growth trajectory, even their social media activity.
So it's not just about who's clicking on your ads. It's about understanding their intent, their level of engagement.
Exactly. And that kind of insight is invaluable when it comes to prioritizing your outreach efforts.
No more shots in the dark. You're targeting the people who are actually ready to talk to you.
Right. Which brings us to another area where AI can be a game changer. Sales forecasting and pricing.
Oh yeah, those two often go hand in hand.
And they're both areas where even experienced salespeople can struggle.
Because so much of it has traditionally been based on intuition, gut feeling, or maybe some historical data that might not be all that relevant anymore.
Exactly. But with AI, you can bring a whole new level of data-driven intelligence to those decisions.
So we're talking about using AI to predict future trends, anticipate market shifts, even optimize pricing strategies in real time. That sounds incredibly powerful, but is it realistic? I mean, it's like, are we going to get our sales horoscopes now? AI is going to tell us exactly what to do next.
It's not about fortune telling. It's more like AI gives you a really high-powered telescope to see the sales landscape better.
Okay, so less about predicting the future, more about making smarter decisions with the information you have.
Right, like imagine seeing which competitors are changing their pricing and then, boom, you can adjust yours right away to keep up.
Now, that's what I call staying ahead of the game.
Oh,
But there's one more thing I wanted to hit from the article.
yeah, what's that?
Sales training. They talked about AI for sales training, and honestly, I was a little skeptical.
Oh, I can see why at first.
Because nothing can replace getting out there, talking to real people, learning from experience.
Totally agree. The human element is irreplaceable.
But then the article made this point about AI being like an always-on coach.
Yeah, like having personalized feedback anytime you need it, that's something we could have only dreamed of before.
Instead of waiting for your manager to have time or trying to recreate that pressure cooker sales call in a role play.
And the best part is AI is objective. It's just looking at the data, telling you what works and what doesn't without any, office politics.
So you could work on your pitch, get instant feedback, figure out what's resonating and what's falling flat, all without putting yourself out there on a real call.
It's like having a secret weapon, especially for new salespeople who are still finding their feet.
This whole conversation has been eye-opening. It seems like AI could change everything about how we sell.
It's a whole new world of sales out there. And this article, this Alicia thing, it's just the tip of the iceberg.
Right. Who knows what other AI tools are brewing as we speak? The future is full of possibilities, both exciting and maybe a little bit daunting, right?
Definitely makes you think, are we ready for this? But more importantly, how can we make sure we're using this tech for good,
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
More sales? Absolutely. But also more connection, more understanding.
Because at the end of the day, people buy from people, right? AI just helps us build those bridges better.
And that wraps up our deep dive into the world of AI and sales. But the conversation doesn't have to stop here. Head over to our website, check out the article for yourself, and let us know what you think. Is AI the future of sales? Are you ready for it? Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, happy selling.